Hello class, my name is Carlos Alvarado. This is MPA 530, week number 3. A quick overview, we're going to talk about the budget format used for the city that I chose from week 1. We're going to go talk about 3 different journal articles and see if they agree, if there are advantages or disadvantages to the budget style that I chose for the city that I chose, and also a recommendation and a closing statement. The type that the city of San Fernando uses is line item budget, as you can see on the left hand side. The reason I determined that it was they use line item budget is because they have a budget and they have account codes. Also, the EU's performance-based budget, if you look up to the picture on the right, the reason is because they have information based on performance. As you can see, it has like the year to well, it says as of 12/31/21, and then also it has for the year 2022 of the percentage they have used. So these are showing how they're performing based on the on what they're performing, the performance, and then also it's a hybrid between the line budget. So I would say it's more of a hybrid than just a performance-based budget. The first journal article that I found was by Waldowski. It's called "The Budget for All Seasons: Why the Traditional Budget Lasts." And Waldowski states that a traditional budget is something that's annual, repeated yearly, and incremental depending on marginally from the previous year, and it's cash basis. So the reason he states that a traditional budget that it has been working for many years, and this was written in 1978. So I know that there has been times where like people have tried to change it, like the zero-based budget, but he stated that this has been going on forever and it works. And the reason it works is because it's simple. It tells exactly what is being spent, and he states that a budget is used for not just for economical, but it's a political instrument. So uh, on the line item budget, he states that because it's so simple that anyone could read it, and it tells you exactly what it is and how much is being spent, and that's why he thinks a traditional budget is something that is great and has lasted throughout time. The second journal article that I found was by Francesco and Alfred. They talk about how line budget does not have that much flexibility, and they say it's kind of a disadvantage. They kind of created some rules on why line item budget would be able to, with their rules, be able to have some flexibility, and it would be more beneficial for cities and others to use their method because it would be able to say like if something needed to change, just because it was set on the budget, with their rules, if they pass the criteria, they would be able to have some flexibility on the line item budget. And that's why they stated that it's a disadvantage since as currently it doesn't have any flexibility. The third article I found is by Rickards, and he's looking into budgets across Texas, and he's stating that for line items budgeting, that he had found that it's a disadvantage since line items usually focus only on the attention on commodities such as personal services, supplies, and travel, and fail to look at other things such as controversial considerations like policy issues and service levels. And so they don't interpret the numbers on policy significance for the budget reader. And the other reason he states is that it encourages um, increment that the line item budgets are based on incremental based on previous years. So stating that some years that if a department is needing more, they just go based on an increase of last year's budget instead of like reevaluating exactly what the budget they need. And so that means just be considering overspending in a certain area because of the increment, but it also and they fail to accept look at other things based on history of what the department is doing. And the next one, he's talking about that, and some people, some cities just on the budgets, they just increase certain departments' budgets based on fixed percentages, such as like 10%, 15%, and so this doesn't they by doing the fixed percentage, it doesn't show where exactly the line items like each item needs to be it's just getting increased based on a percentage and is not looking into any other issues. After reviewing the different types of budgets and reading some journal articles, my recommendation would still be line based budgeting and performance based budget as like the hybrid is already being used. And the reason I say this is because as a general person that has no clue of what we're looking at, the item line budget makes it simple for the average citizen just to see exactly what's being spent and how much and what's being spent at. And same thing with the performance, like someone just like simple like that doesn't know exactly what's going on, they could say, oh, they used 50% of the budget based on the budget report. And so that's what is why I recommend the line based budget and performance budget as being used already by the city of San Fernando. I'd just like to say thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time.